Hey, this is Munir here from Gutenberg Hub. In this video, I'll share a few tricks to help you improve the way you work with the Gutenberg Editor. So the general way to add content in Gutenberg is obviously by adding a block first. Like if I need if I need to write a headline, I have to add a headline block and then I can write my headline. Similarly, if I need to add an image, I need to go search for the image block and add an image here, and then choose the image from media library or upload a new image uh, from the from my computer. Similarly, whatever type of content I need to add in Gutenberg, the general way is to add a block first and then add its content. But this is not the only way. There are few tricks that you can use to speed up your writing flow or to improve your writing flow in Gutenberg. So the first trick is to use Markdown instead of adding blocks. There are few Markdown compatibility in Gutenberg, or you can use the Markdown. For example, if I need to add a headline uh, in the Gutenberg editor, one way is obviously to add a headline block, but the other way is to use the hash symbol. You simply need to type two hash symbols and hit space, and it converts this paragraph block to a headline block, and you simply keep writing your headline text like this. So now if I need to, so this is two hashes for creating a h2 headline. Now if I need to create a hash3 headline, by default obviously I can change this headline level from this option here in the headline block, but let's say you simply need to add a hash2 headline. You need to write 3 hash, hit space, and that's it. It converted that paragraph block to a h3 headline block. Like this you can write your content in this, and similarly whenever you need a headline, you don't need to add a headline block first. You simply write either 2 hashes, 3 hashes, or even 4 hashes for a h4 headline. Similarly, you can write up to 6 hashes for h5 and h6. So this is one way to write headline, and using markdown technique you can easily do this. Similarly, if you need to add list, a content list, so rather than adding a list block from the inserter, you can simply write a static symbol and hit hash, and it will create an unordered list. So you just keep writing your list items and hit enter, and you are working in a list block. And when you are done, you need to hit double enter to get out of the list block and uh, enter into a new paragraph block where you start writing your next paragraph. Similarly, if you need an order list, so you can write, for example, 1 and hit dot and space, so it will create an order list. So for the order list, let me tell you again, you need to write 1 if you need to start that list from 1. So you need to write 1 dot space, and it converts the paragraph block to a list block. So you write your list items here and hit enter and keep writing your list items, and once done hit double enter to move out of the list block to a new paragraph block where you start writing your next paragraph. So this is again the markdown technique to write content and converting the paragraph block into a list block. Another example of the markdown is to create a code in the Gutenberg. To create a code block or to convert the paragraph block to a code block, you need to uh, write this symbol which is greater than sign and hit hash, and it converts it to a code block where you can write your code. and citation, and work with the block options to change the style, etc. So this is another example of using the markdown technique to improve your writing flow in the Gutenberg editor, rather than adding the block first, going to the block inserter and adding the block, searching for the code block and adding it, which does the same as using the markdown technique. If you are unfamiliar with what markdown is and what are the all the markdown keywords or symbols that you can use to convert paragraph block to different kind of content types, so I'll provide you a link to a markdown, a page where all the markdown syntax is defined. But uh, just to make sure that not everything, not all the standard markdown syntax work in the Gutenberg, as far as I'm aware. So you need to try this out and see what works for you in the Gutenberg and what's not. But still, the most common content, for example, a headline with different levels, a list, a code works, which is uh, fair enough to improve your writing flow. And alternatively, you can always hit the // key on your keyboard to which opens this small key block inserter, and you just keep writing, for example, image or a gallery, to filter down the blocks right inside the paragraph rather than going to the block inserter by clicking on the add block button on the top. So this is also a fastest way to work with Gutenberg. But again, markdown technique makes it even more faster for the most common content you will be creating or writing in while writing your blog post, most probably. Now the next technique is to drag and drop content in Gutenberg. For example, for if you want to add an image from your computer, you don't have to first take an image block and then go to upload, but click on the upload button and then select browse and select the image from your computer and then insert it. No, you don't need to do this in with Gutenberg. Unlike all other page builders, you can simply drag and drop an image from your computer or anywhere from the web. For example, this is my folder on my on my MacBook, and I can simply drag an image that I need anywhere, and it shows me that blue indication line where it will place this image. So if I drop it here, so it is basically uploaded this to my media library. It is not a hot link or something like that. It converted it to image block automatically, and all the image block options are obviously available. And if you go to replace and check this link, it is basically showing me that the image has been uploaded in the media library as well, like you would do by clicking on the upload button manually. So you don't have to do this, you simply have to drag and drop an image like this anywhere on your page or post, and it will create a block automatic image block automatically for you and upload the image to the media library as well. So this is the fastest way you can drop images from your local folder to the Gutenberg editor. Not only you can drop single images, but you can create galleries by dragging multiple images all together uh, in the Gutenberg. For example, if I select and drag these three images together, uh, it creates a gallery block instead of adding these images one by one into individual image blocks. So you can see it is indicating that these two images are being uploaded now. Now these have been uploaded. The last one, okay, so all done. It created a gallery with the three columns, and I can play around with the block options obviously now. But uh, for creating a gallery, you really don't need to add a block first and then add images and then insert them. No, you don't need to do this. To improve your workflow, you can simply drag multiple images in the Gutenberg to create a gallery, and that's it. It improves your workflow. Another trick with dragging the images is that suppose if you want to replace this single image with another image, so you can simply drag the new image that you want to replace it with on top of this. If you drag it on the image, it shows you this indicator, and if you drop it, it basically replaces that image with this new image here. That's it. You don't have to delete it and then insert it again. Just drag and drop the new image and it will replace it. Similarly, if you drag a new image into a gallery block which is already here, as you can see, this is a gallery with 3 images. So suppose if I need to add a new image in this gallery, so what I can do is simply go to my local folder and add a new image. So let's try this one. So if I drop it here, it adds this new image into the gallery, making it the gallery of 4 images now. So here it is. The new 4 images gallery has been added. I can play around with the options obviously as usual. So this is really improves the good workflow working with the Gutenberg editor. You don't have to basically add images or edit the block itself to manipulate the images, etc. Just drag and drop it and you are done. Another trick to speed up your workflow is with the embedding YouTube videos or Vimeo videos or Twitter cards, etc. So Gutenberg has some embedded blocks that or services, allowed services, which are mentioned in the embeds section here. As you can see, it has Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, WordPress, and lots of more services that are allowed and supported by the Gutenberg editor. So rather than adding for example, if you want to embed a YouTube video, you don't have to take this block first and write the URL here. You don't need to do this. So what you can simply do is go to your YouTube URL video, open the video you want to embed, for example this one, and copy the URL from here or the URL which you get from here. Simply copy it and paste that URL in the empty paragraph, and it converts that to an embedded YouTube embed block automatically. So that's it. This is where you can embed different services which are allowed by Gutenberg. Similarly, you can embed a tweet as well. For example, let me embed one of my tweets from Gutenberg Hub channel. So for example, let's try this embed. You need to go to the individual embed and copy the embed individual tweet and copy the URL and paste it in the paragraph block and converts it to tweet Twitter card. Nice Twitter card. It will just convert it right now. 1 second, let me refresh it. Here it is. So this is a nice embeddable tweet card that Gutenberg uses so to display your tweet. Similarly, there are more services that you can directly go to that service and paste the URL in an empty paragraph block, and it converts it to the relevant embeddable block. You don't have to take a block first. Hope you find these tricks useful and it helps you improve writing working with Gutenberg, and you will be able to write blog posts or create content faster in Gutenberg. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to follow along with the more useful tutorials I keep adding on the Gutenberg YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.